Hey, how's it going, guys? We're back out here in the bee yard. In my, it's actually in my backyard, but I'll call this back portion my bee yard. And today I'm gonna do my 7th week hive inspection on this hive right here. But first, I wanted to show you guys this new hive stand that I built this past week. It's set up to hold 4 different hives on each cinder block here. I also built this nuke box last week. So I'm hoping I might get a swarm come into it. I got some lemongrass oil in there. And today I'm gonna take a frame of old comb out of my hive over here, and I'm gonna put it into the nuke box to possibly encourage some new bees to come into the new nuke box. And if I don't get any by next year, I'll just make a split off of my first hive and put it into that nuke box. But anyway, I just wanted to give you guys a little update before I got started on my hive inspection. And I'll get the camera set up over there, get my smoker going, get my bee suit on and all that stuff. And then I'll catch up with y'all when I get all that done. Okay guys, we got everything set up here by the hive. And I just wanted to give a quick recap of last week, which was week 6 of having this hive. About a week prior to week 6, I put in the frame feeder with sugar syrup, and I noticed from, I'm gonna say, week 5 to week 6 that the bees really started drawing out a lot more comb, and the queens started laying a lot more eggs, and I think that was due to feeding them the sugar syrup. So last week I saw a lot of capped brood, so this week I'm hoping to see either a lot of new eggs and some capped brood left over from last week, because the capped brood stays capped for approximately 12 days before it hatches, and it's only been 7 days since I last inspected. So we may see a little more capped brood today, or it may have hatched and we'll see new eggs. So with all that being said, I'll go ahead and open up and we'll see what we find. Just making sure the queen's not up here, and she isn't. Now I filled this frame feeder up 4 days ago, so I'll go ahead and see how much they got left, and it looks like they just about used all of it, so I'll come back maybe tomorrow and fill it up for them. But like I said, I'm just hoping to see a lot more drawn out comb today compared to last week, because I've been feeding them since. We'll go ahead and check out this first frame and see how much work they've done on it. So they haven't started on this side, but you can see this other side is pretty much completely drawn out. And I'm using a new camera setup today, so I'm hoping I can get it focused for you guys. But anyway, they pretty much drawn this frame completely out except for on the edges, and they're putting this sugar syrup in all the comb that they drawn out. This next frame is a frame I moved up to the top 3 weeks ago. They're just filling it up with sugar syrup. It looks like they put a good bit of new comb on the edges. getting pretty heavy. So I don't know if you guys can see in those cells, but it's all sugar syrup in there. Alright. Yep. I started drawing this one out too. And they're storing the sugar syrup all throughout here. Nothing on this side yet. I don't know if you guys noticed, but they're drawing the comb only next to this frame that was already drawn out. I think it helps them give them a pattern to go off of. So I just let them keep working on these up top. Really now all I'm gonna do is just make sure the queen's not up here. No work done on this frame yet, except on the bottom, little burr comb. Same thing, no work yet. Just a little sugar syrup throughout these combs. And same thing here. No work on this one. This is one I just spread some beeswax on to see if it would help them draw it out. But looks like they really haven't taken to it yet. Last but not least, nothing going on the end, which is to be expected. So with that, I'll go ahead and take the top box off. Alright, so we got a good amount of bees covering all the bottom frames. Go ahead and give them a little smoke just to drive them down. This first frame is the frame of old comb. I think I'm going to pull it and go ahead and set it in that nuke box to try to attract a swarm of bees to move into that box. So I just set it off to the side for now. The second frame is a nectar frame. I'm starting to cap it all through the top here. This is nothing but nectar. Same thing on that side. Little capped honey up top. Nothing but nectar through the rest of the frame. The next frame is a 6-week-old frame, and as you can tell, they're just working up here. It's got a little bit of capped brood and some capped honey, and then on this side They're just starting to draw it out through this section with a little capped honey there. Okay, this fourth frame, we got capped brood, capped honey, nectar, larvae throughout these frames. And I'm seeing eggs in these frames here. In these cells. These cells have, once again, they have a lot of eggs in them, like 4 or 5 eggs. And all these cells have little tiny baby larvae and eggs in them. So yeah, in about 9 days, this frame will be nothing but capped brood and honey. This fifth frame is 4 weeks old. Look at there, nothing but capped brood in it. And they backfilled some of the cells that hatched with nectar, and they're still capping some of these little pupa right here. This side, same thing, nothing but capped brood and nectar. This sixth frame is a 6-week-old frame. And last week it was full of capped brood. As you can tell, this week some of them hatched. And I'm looking down in there and I'm seeing eggs in some of the cells already. So the queen laid in this pretty recently. Same thing on this side. Capped brood with some cells that have hatched. No eggs, they're just backfilling some of the hatched cells with nectar, and you got some capped honey. That's real pretty fresh capped honey. Alright, 7th frame, nothing but capped brood, a little capped honey and nectar up top. Same thing on this side. Got a little bit of larvae over here, capped brood, nectar, and capped honey. Eighth frame is a 4-week-old frame. They're still drawing out this side, putting a little bit of sugar syrup or nectar in there. And on this side, same thing. Still working on drawing it out, but they're slowly but surely putting nectar in it. And there is larvae all throughout these cells right here. Yeah, this is all larvae. So in a couple days it'll be cap brood. Okay, this is the 9th frame. Ninth frame has pollen, some nectar, some capped honey up here. This side has some larvae, capped brood, capped honey, some nectar. Here's a little emergency cup right here. Go ahead and open it, make sure it's empty, and it is. Still haven't seen our queen yet, but I know she's here because I've seen plenty of eggs. And here's the 10th frame. It should be nothing but capped honey on the outside and maybe a little bit of pollen and worker brood on the inside. Yeah, see, this is all capped honey with a little bit of nectar in a couple cells. Oh, look at that bee right there. It's got some very orange pollen on its legs. See it right here? See all these cells throughout here? That's all pollen in there, or bee bread. A couple of these cells have capped worker brood. One bee stung my glove here. Okay, so I've seen pretty much all I need to see here. She's still laying good. That's really all I need to see. I'm gonna go ahead and close it up. I got the sugar syrup out on the ground. I don't want some other bees to come rob it. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go run and get a frame to put in here, and I'm gonna take this whole frame and put it in the newt. So I'll be right back with a new frame. Alright, so we got the new frame in. Go ahead and shake all these bees off this old frame. Smoke them a little bit and go ahead and set the top back on. All right, there we have it. So that includes our seven-week hive inspection. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Today's Father's Day, so happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. I appreciate y'all watching, and I'll be making more, and I'll see y'all on the next one.